Hi, I'm Stuart. Welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back. Thanks for viewing my video. In this video, I'm going to do the box office tops and flops tag. Suey at Suey's Book Banter did this tag and tagged anyone who watched her video. And Pat at Book Chat with Pat did this tag and also tagged anyone who watched her video. I also saw a video by Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading where she did this tag. I'll try to remember to put the links to all of their videos in the description of this video. I repeat what they said to properly credit the creators of this tag. Original tag, box office tops and flops. Joint creators, Heather at Heather Reads and Meg at Books Off the Beaten Path. And I'll try to remember to include their videos too. The prompts for this tag are: using YouTube Studio, look up your 5 videos that got the highest number of views and the 5 that got the lowest. Answer these questions about each video. Why do you think this video got as many or as few views as it did? For the 5 highest view videos only, do you think each video warrants as many views as it got? For the 5 lowest view videos only, can you think of a good reason why more people should watch these videos? I did go on YouTube Studios, brought up my videos, got it sorted so it goes from the most viewed from the least viewed. Should point out that about 10 years ago I did a few videos. I went to concerts and I took, generally it was just parts of their songs they did, and I published them. I didn't do that too long because I started getting copyright claims on some of them. But some of them didn't get copyright claims, and 10 of my most 11 viewed videos are videos of songs, parts of songs, snippets of songs. So I'm not including those here. I will just mention when I'm toward the end of this video my most viewed video, because my second most viewed video overall is in fact a book video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go from 5 to 1, so the 5th most viewed video first. My 5th most viewed video is Review of Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. The video was published on March 26, 2025. It got 126 views. The only thing I can think of is that it is a quite popular book, and that's the only reason I can think of it got that many views. It did come out in 2010 though originally, so it's still people have some interest in it. My 4th most viewed video is My Most Disappointing Books of 2024. It was published on January 3rd, 2025. It got 137 views. The only thing I can think of really is that we all know that negativity sells, and negativity draws viewers also on BookTube. The other thing is that 4 of the 5 books that I mentioned in this video were pretty popular. Those books were Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, Normal People by Sally Rooney, Carmilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu, and The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandana. So the titles and authors of those books were listed in the description. Possibly people searching the book title or the author's name drew them to my video. My 3rd most viewed video was my reading wrap-up for the week ending 9/7/2024, which was published on September 8th, 2024. That got 141 views. Possibly this video got views because of the books I talked about in it, and I listed the books in the description of the video. And those books were A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, The God of the Woods by Liz Moore, Cymbeline by William Shakespeare, The Woman in Me by Britney Spears, and The Murder of the Vicarage by Agatha Christie. My 2nd most viewed video is My Most Beautiful Books, which was published on October 16, 2024. It got 157 views. Maybe including Most Beautiful Books in the title drew people, and maybe it was the books that I talked about, because I did include the book title and the author's name in the description. Those books were It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover, Kashira Wheeler by Casey McQuiston, Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo, Girls Like Girls by Haley Kiyoko, A Song to Drown Rivers by Anne Liang, The Art of War and Other Classics of Eastern Thought, Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco, and Fourth Ring by Rebecca Yarros. It's the only thing I could think of that maybe one of those titles or authors drew people to the video. The number one video is my reading wrap-up for the week ending 10/12/2024. It was published October 13, 2024, and it got 1,269 views, which is way more than any of my other videos got. Possibly got views because of the books I talked about. The book titles and authors were in the description of the video. Those books were Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Wang, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, Oryx and Crake by Margaret Atwood, The Very Secret Society of Regular Witches by Sangu Bandana, Camilla by J. Sheridan Le Fanu. But I have no idea why this particular video started drawing viewers, and it had to draw enough viewers because for YouTube to push it. Maybe YouTube pushed it to begin with. Maybe that's why it got viewers and it kind of got momentum, because it's over 1,000 views, more than any other of my videos, the non-musical ones anyways. And it's a reading wrap-up, which I've done a lot of other reading wrap-ups, so I don't know, possibly for whatever reason YouTube started pushing it, which created momentum, and now it becomes my most viewed video by far. And this video is one that YouTube still pushes because in the last 28 days it got 41 views, and it's just a reading wrap-up, so for whatever reason it got pushed, and that caused it to get views, which gain momentum, keep getting pushed. Still must be getting pushed because, like I say, I got 41 views in the last 28 days. The second question I'm supposed to answer for these is, do you think each video warrants as many views as it got? I mean, I can't really, for the first 4 videos, can't really answer that question. I mean, they're videos I do are fairly common ones. I haven't really done anything particularly unique. First one was a review video, which that one kind of makes sense because it was Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins that it got some views. And it makes sense that my most disappointing books of 2024 video got views, because disappointing, put the word disappointing in video, it's going to get some views. But the third one is a wrap-up. It got more views than any other wrap-up except my top viewed videos. There's nothing that particularly distinguishes the wrap-up videos. Second one, My Most Beautiful Books. That probably deserved it because it shows some nice covers in that video. But I can't say my top video, which, like I said, has over 1,000 views more than anything else, necessarily deserved it. It's a weekly wrap-up video. I've done them every week for most every week. I might have missed one once in a while, but for over a year. So I have no idea why that last video got so many more views, except that YouTube picked it up and pushed it, and that caused it to get views, and now it's far and away my most viewed video, so it's still going to get pushed. Now I'm going to do my least viewed videos. I did go to YouTube Studios. I actually selected 6 because the 5th and 6th books had the same number of views. As with my most viewed books, I'm going to go in reverse order. The 6th video is books I read recently, books I'm currently reading in a recent book haul. This was published January 2nd, 2024. It got 14 views. One thing that stands out is the title is pretty unwieldy. I tend to sometimes, or at least early on, I went kind of overboard with very descriptive titles. Possibly the books I talked about in this video and their authors weren't something people were interested in, those were listed in the description. Some of those books and authors are pretty popular. A few that were, I talked about Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. That's a popular series. I talked about The Deal of a Lifetime by Frederick Backman with Alice Menzies translator. I'm not sure if the book is one of his most popular books, but certainly Bachman is a really popular author. I talked about They Call Me Barbara by Barbra Streisand. She's a very popular entertainer. I talked about In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. Christina Lauren is popular. Actually, two authors, Christina and Lauren, but quite popular pair of authors. So some of the books and authors that I talked about are pretty popular. The fifth most watched video, actually tied with the sixth, like I said. But the fifth is February Virtual Author Events and Two New Types of Reading, which was published March 7th, 2024. It got 14 views. Probably people weren't interested in what virtual events I attended. And they probably weren't interested in my types of reading either. I did talk about some popular books and authors in the video, and I listed those books and authors in the description. I talked about Chain of Iron by Cassandra Clare, Bride by Allie Hazelwood, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride by Sue Lynn Tan, Laura Olympus by Rachel Smythe. So there were some stuff I talked about that people do have a lot of interest in, books and authors. My fourth least watched video is two science fiction books about Mars, which was published April 11th, 2024. It got 13 views. Title probably didn't draw people in, but the two authors I talked about and at least one of the books were quite popular. The books I talked about were Prime Meridian by Silvia Moreno Garcia and The Martian by Andy Weir. Both Silvia Moreno Garcia and Andy Weir are popular, and The Martian was really popular. I'm not sure if Prime Meridian was popular, but I know that a lot of Silvia Moreno Garcia's books are. The third least watched video of mine is The Intimidating TBR Tag, which was published June 6, 2024. It got 13 views. Possibly the title didn't draw people in. Viewership of tags varies greatly. Some get a good amount of views and some don't get that many. I did talk about some popular books and authors in the video, and I listed them in the description. I talked about Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, Bride by Allie Hazelwood, Bunny by Mona Awad, Before I Let Go, Skyland Book 1 by Kennedy Ryan, and This Could Be Us, Skyland Book 2 by Kennedy Ryan, From the Earth to the Moon, Extraordinary Voyages number 4 by Jules Verne. Don't know how popular the book was. I didn't particularly like it, but Jules Verne is certainly a popular author. Know My Name by Chanel Miller, House of Earth and Blood, Crescent City Series number 1 by Sarah J. Maas, and Les Miserables by Victor Hugo. So I did talk about some popular books and authors in the video, and as I said, those were listed in the description. My second least viewed video is my reading stats and my 2024 reading goals. This video was published January 19, 2024. It got 13 views. This was one of my earliest videos, actually. I only started publishing videos in mid-December, so that's perhaps the biggest reason why it didn't get that many views. And there are those of us who love stats like myself, and there are those people who don't. I'm not really sure how well stat-type videos do. I think goal videos probably maybe do better, but I'm not really sure how well stat videos do. And the video I did that got the least amount of views is my reading wrap-up for the week ending 6/8/2024, which was published June 19, 2024. It got 10 views. Possibly the books that I talked about and that were listed in the description weren't ones people were interested in, but some of the authors are quite popular. I talked about Kiss Her Once For Me by Alison Cochran. I'm Writing, a Memoir of the Craft by Stephen King. Call Me Barbara by Barbara Streisand. Also Good Bones by T. Kingfisher. I think the main reason that these 6 videos didn't do all that well was that they were all published before June 9, 2024, and I was only about 6 months into my journey creating BookTube videos. I had a lot less subscribers then. So that's probably the main reason. Okay, the final part of this is, can you think of a good reason why more people should watch these videos? I do think that tag videos give viewers a chance to learn things about the booktuber. So I do think tag videos are good to watch. I enjoy watching them myself. Other than that, I can't say there's anything special to recommend the other 5 videos that didn't get that many views. Perhaps when I've been doing this a little longer, I can maybe get more out of lists like this, top 5 most popular, top 5 least popular, but right now there's not too many conclusions I can make, except that my least viewed videos were early in my time as a booktuber, so that makes sense. There is no prompt to tag people. I am, however, going to tag some people. This tag unfortunately just applies to people who publish videos. Most tags, subscribers, other viewers could answer one or more of the prompts, but this tag just applies to YouTubers. Wouldn't have to be a booktuber, but it does apply to YouTubers. First, I'm going to tag anyone who's watching this video who publishes videos. If you like to do this tag, please do so, whether in a video of your own or in my comments. I am also going to tag a group of people. I'm tagging Nix, Smitty, Kayla V, Milena, Maeve, Nick, Heather, Brian, Fred, Flossie, Justin, Felix, Hannah, Jen, Daniela, Cliff, Elaine, Nigel, Renee, Joe and Mary, Philip and Kevin. If you like to do this tag, please do so in a video or in my comments. Should say too that if anybody would like me to remove them from the tag list, please let me know. Or if anybody would like me to add them to the tag list, please do so. Soon probably going to be dropping a few people because sadly there's a few people on here who haven't published a video in a long time. I don't know if they're going to be publishing videos again, but these people, it's been several months since they last did it. Kind of makes me sad if they're just leaving. When I look at people's community tabs in this situation, most don't say anything. But I may well be dropping a few people soon. I hope you're having a wonderful reading week. I hope you're having a wonderful week in general. If you enjoy this video, please give it a like. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell to get notified when I upload future videos.